Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, in the middle of finishing up Double or Nothing AEW. Matter of fact, you can hear in the background Jericho's music. The main event just got over with the pinfall in the ring in front of a sold-out Daly's Place. So yeah, what an amazing show. Damn near 5 hours. Holy fuck, this show was long. But you know what? It had some great moments. Had one of the best tag matches of the year, if not the best tag match in multiple years. Probably the third best tag match in AEW history. But yeah, definitely the show, like I said, still literally Inner Circle celebrating in the ring. Listen to Jericho's song there. So yeah, we'll get started here in just a moment here. We're going to run down this card. 10 big matches. If you watch my preview, I picked 8 of the 10. The only matches I didn't pick was the Casino Battle Royal and then Anthony Ogogo and Cody Rhodes, which I figured Cody would let somebody get over on him. Oh, well, who would have thought that? But yeah, so we had some great stuff here going on. Inner Circle, if you just watching it right now, it's still, again, it's on the TV right next to the computer. Listen to Jericho's song just a moment here. You know, I love that song. So, average star rating for the entire show is 3.3. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off here. All right. So, yeah, let's run down this card. Pre-show, we had the NWA Women's title on line. We had Rio going up against NWA Women's Champion Serena Deeb. The match didn't start out very well, honestly. A couple of spots, kind of unique spots. It was a 15-minute match. Rio went to shake hands with Serena Deeb. Serena just didn't do it, and just slapped her in the face. And then Rio came back and slapped her. Very slow-paced match at first. The first 5 to 7 minutes of it was just drag. And then it picked up. But I ended up Serena Deeb retaining the title. I gave it 3 stars. Excuse me. The match started at 6:39, and it is literally 10:58 Central Standard Time when the main event got over. So what is that? A long fucking time. Pre-show started at 6, so yeah. Gotta make this a little bit shorter shows. Main card started at 7:03. First match was Brian Cage versus Adam Page. 12-minute match. A couple big spots in there where Paige did a dive on the outside. Cage caught him. It was one of those almost where you had Cage doing his power moves and everything, and then showing how his athletic ability, and then Paige, Adam Page just kept, that little engine that could kind of like, I kick out. I'm better than this. I can do this. I'm just the power and everything. And then toward the end of it, Ricky Starks came out. Hook came out. They started trying to get involved a little bit. At one point, Starks threw in the FTW title to pick Cage. He wouldn't use it. Hook had the referee, distracted. And Cage wouldn't use the title. Cage just kind of threw it back at him. And then Adam Page hit the buckshot lariat and got the pinfall victory. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. One thing that I think they've really done wrong with Brian Cage being in FTW with Taz, he's not the right fit, if you ask me. The right fit for that spot would be Lance Archer. Brian Cage is more too, I'll say nice, but he's not that dirty, underhanded kind of monster like a Lance Archer is. And that's what that FTW kind of needs. They don't need a Brian Cage. So I look at actually, there's been a lot of dissension here recently. There's been a lot of dissension here recently with Cage and Taz. And so we just kind of keep that going here. Eventually I see Cage leaving with him. So I've been texting J-Man throughout the entire show. We've both been kind of watching it separately. And so he just texted me, like, dinner live review, huh? I'm like, yep. So Adam Page got the victory, 3 1/4 star match. Next up, we had the AEW tag team titles on the line. We had Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston coming out to Wild Thing. that Daily's Place crowd was wild. The fact that we started with that women's match was okay. The crowd kind of got up for that. Then we do, Brian Cage and Adam Page. The crowd kept getting up. And then this match, holy hell. This was probably the peak of that crowd, which the third match kind of sucked because it just took the air out of the crowd. But yeah, this match was just 21 minutes of one of the best tag matches, if not of the year. Definitely top 3 in AEW history. Now, that Pro Wrestling Australia match, Velocities versus Aussie Open, I give that 4 3/4. I was at 4 3/4 on this match as well. I would say this match was probably just a tick better than that match, but they're both, literally right there. The fact before the match started, it was a 2-minute period before this match actually started where they were brawling. Brandon Cutler came out and kind of spraying this cold stuff on the neck of one of the Bucks, and then Moxley took offense to that, and they took out Cutler. Nick Jackson did a cannonball in the corner on Eddie Kingston. I was I don't remember Nick Jackson doing that before. Just the way the Bucks have they went from when they first got in the business, really got big in the business, kind of the face, fun, loving Young Bucks. Now they're that more since they've been with Don Callis and Omega, the heel. They've changed their look a little bit. I just liked seeing them kind of that heel now. And just they kind of told a hell of a story here about how big the Bucks are, how they are with the high flying, and what they can do wrestling-wise with the never give up attitude of Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. No matter what you do to us, we are not going to die. We're going to come back and come back and come back at you. You had the Good Brothers come out at one point. You had Carl Anderson on the stage. Frankie Kazarian came out and took him out. And then freaking Kingston does a dive off the ringside onto Doc Gallows, took him out. The fact that they freaking Young Bucks the Melter driver on Moxley on the ramp, and he got up from it. And they ended the match with 5 or 6 freaking goddamn, my brain just stopped. His whole show was B triggers on freaking Omega. And before that, Eddie Kingston did an enziguri. I don't remember ever seeing Eddie Kingston do an enziguri before, but yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, those B triggers on freaking Mox, 5 of them from the both Bucks. Bucks didn't get any pin there. 4 3/4, 21-minute match. Third best tag match in the history of AEW. Check out Robert Sports Show. I have the best matches in AEW pay-per-view history. There were 2 5-star tag matches with the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros for the AAA tag titles. So definitely check that out. Next up, we have the Casino Battle Royal. A Royale. We had the 20-man Royal, then the Joker, the one wild spot. Christian Cage came out first 5. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Him going from start to finish, just like Edge did the Royal Rumble. We had, the 20 come out. Who's the Joker? There's all kinds of rumors going around. Is it Andrade? I said somebody from New Japan. Who could it be? There were some rumors it could be Big Show. Paul Wright. But the Joker was Lio Rush. To me, that was a letdown in this spot. Do I like Lio Rush as a wrestler? Yes. Have I watched him a lot here recently in Game Changer and in some other indie promotions? Yes. Is he a good wrestler? Yes. Should he have been in this spot? No. But yeah, having him come out, it's a letdown. But the final 4 in this come out to be Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Christian Cage, and Mark Quinn. Quinn got eliminated, and then Matt Hardy ended up getting eliminated by Jungle Boy. Coming out of Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. Now, before this, we had Penta El Zero Miro come out. Him and Jungle Boy had this little face-off when Jungle Boy first came out. I never thought I wanted a Penta versus Jungle Boy match until that moment. Then I'm like, I want a Penta versus Jungle Boy match. But then having Jungle Boy eliminate Christian Cage. You're wasting Christian Cage right now by not having him win this. He needs to be in the title hunt. The only way he's getting in the title hunt in AEW is to A, win this, or B, win a bunch of matches and go up the rankings like Britt Baker did. But overall, it was a good Battle Royale. Jungle Boy is the future. Can't wait to see what they end up doing with him. So the crowd was still pretty hot for this, and then that's about the time the crowd died. Next match, we had Anthony Ogogo versus Cody Rhodes. This should not have been on the pay-per-view. This was a fucking dynamite match. I'm sorry, take that back. This was a dark elevation match. Anthony Ogogo's had 2 matches. 2 squash matches. He's a former boxer. Does he have raw talent? Yeah, he's got talent. Can he be something someday? Oh, definitely. Someday he could be something. Right now, he is still learning. He's still very green. Cody should, did Ogogo go over on this match? Get over on this match? I think he got over a little bit, but he should have gone over to get over. With Cody Rhodes, you almost have to beat him. Cody, the crowd killer Rhodes, because literally the crowd was dead at this point. This match, 11 minutes, really nothing spectacular happened. I give it 2 3/4 star. It was there. Between that and the Battle Royale, the only 2 matches I missed on picks. So next up, we had the TNT title. We had Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk, versus champion Miro. This was just a cluster, really. I mean, there's a couple big spots in it. Miro did let's see here. Miro did a belly to belly and Archer and threw him in the crowd. And then he did another belly to belly to Miro threw Archer into the crowd. And then he did another belly to belly over the gate area, what do you want to call it, fence. And it's like, Jake Roberts comes out with the bag, the snake. And then Miro throws the bag on the ramp. It's like, okay, you just killed the snake if there was a real snake in there, which I really doubt there was. But then Miro locks in that submission hold. He's got Archer end up passing out. Didn't tap, passed out, referee stoppage, whatever you want to call it, 9 minutes. 2 1/4 star. This is really kind of the killer of the crowd. The crowd died after this. Next up, we had the AEW Women's Title line. We had champion Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, who here recently started winning a bunch of matches, became ranked, became the number 1 contender. To me, this match was a letdown. Honestly, I thought it was going to be better than it was. And Shida did a really cool. She set a chair up, stepped up on the chair, and kicked Britt in the face. There was one spot where it was very weak. Britt was in the ring, and Britt was like this, and Shida, just like barely hitting her. It's like, you're hitting her in the arm right here. It's not hurting her at all. It's like, that was very, very weak. Just kind of weird spots like that. They did Shida was on the top rope, but she had Britt up. She looks like she can get ready to do a suplex. Britt kind of slid down on the ringside, basically went back in the spot and did the suplex. Rebel did a couple distractions. Rebel did accidentally hit Britt with the crutch at one point. She ended up kicking out. She went to cover. She kicked out. She did to me, it was a bad Falcon Arrow. She did it. It didn't look very well at all. Britt kicked out, and then Reba ended up distracting the referee. The title belt got in the ring. Britt did a freaking curb stomp. It was a legit Seth Rollins curb stomp on Shida on the belt. And then Britt got the 1, 2, 3 from that. I'm glad Britt won. I think it was time to change that title. Not that I have anything against Shida. She did a great job as a year champion. But like I said in the preview, if your goal is to relive history. Savage held the title from Mania to Mania, just like Shida held the title from Double or Nothing to Double or Nothing. Now you have Britt hold it again until Double or Nothing next year, and then have somebody beat her like a Chris Statlander or something. I didn't give him that match 3.5. Britt winning by submission, 17 minutes. I think it still could have been better, but it was pretty good. Next up, we had the tag match between Sting and Darby Allin versus Ethan Paige and Scorpio Sky. Like I've said on here before, I am a Sting fan. I was a Sting fan in 1995. In 2021, I don't need to see Sting in the match. I will be honest with you, this match was okay. Sting didn't look bad. He didn't look 60-plus years old like he is. The fact that before the match started, Scorpio Sky did a suplex on the stage, and Sting bounced right back up, gets up on the chip thing there, and does the dive on the Scorpio Sky. I'm like, that's a 60-year-old guy doing that. Damn, I couldn't do that right now. But yeah, so that was actually kind of pretty cool spot. The fact that at one point Sting got the hot tag, came in, Ivor Edwards missed it and sent him back out. The fact that, and then right after that, Ethan Paige, he can be the face of a company. If they push him right and give him the right ability, his facial expressions, just his ability in the ring, command presence that he has, the fact he picked up Darby Allin and literally lawn darted him to the front row, which happened to be his brother, I guess, right on top of him. I'm like, you don't see it from the ring, just chuck him over in the freaking crowd. So, I mean, it was good. I mean, had little spots like that. Sting had a Scorpion Deathlock on Ethan Paige. Sting was not the legal man. Scorpio Sky had the leg bar on Darby. Darby and Ethan were the legal guys, so Ivor Edwards got that stopped. Sting and Darby ended up getting a pinfall victory. I give it 3 stars, 12-minute match. Fairly good. It was acceptable. It was clean. It looked good. We did find out that Mark Henry is All Elite. They advertised All Out for Chicago in Labor Day weekend. Then they advertised in November. Full Gear, St. Louis, Missouri. Looks like St. Louis getting Rampage on Friday night, and then on Saturday getting Full Gear. If I attend that show, I'll have attended a WWE show, an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and then AEW all in St. Louis. Back in the day in Kansas City, I did go to a WCW show. So just checking off more shows. So yeah, I'm really hoping that, I know Game Changer announced doing some stuff with Freelance Wrestling and Black Label Pro in Chicago for All Out Weekend. I'm really hoping we get some indie shows to go along with Full Gear. So that would be pretty sick to go to a Rampage on Friday night, an indie show Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday night go to Full Gear. Pandemic and all, I'm pretty possibility of going to those shows. I'm kind of that still, I don't want to go to a restaurant quite yet. I know everything's going on. Everybody's out and about. Everything's fully open, but I'm still kind of hesitant. So I'm really thinking about going to that. We'll see what happens. I know J-Man's all in. As soon as they announce it, text all in. So we'll see what happens with that. I should hopefully go to those and get some cool stuff up for those as well. All right, next up, we had Sub-Main. We had the All Elite World Title Line Triple Threat match. We had Pac versus Orange Cassidy versus our champion, Kenny Omega, also the Impact World Champion. Why he still got the TNA title, I'll never know. But the TNA World Champion, the Mega Champion for AAA, which he's facing Triple Mania. He'll be facing Andrade. He'll be facing Moose for the Impact title as well coming up. This match was... They put over the fact that Orange Cassidy could possibly win this. So there was times that actually looked like Orange Cassidy could win. So I was good with that. Pac did this freaking shotgun kick on Cassidy in the corner that was like, damn. It's just amazing how athletic Pac is and just how his style kind of meshed with the way Orange Cassidy is. And Omega's a little bit different style than that. how they all three all kind of meshed together for this match to really make this match come off. At one point, they were all three on the turnbuckle, right by the turnbuckle. Pac did this release German on Omega and chucked him halfway across the ring. I thought they were going to pull off Cassidy too, but he held on. Don Callis came out and pulled the referee out. Then at that point, it kind of got a little clusterfucky. Omega started hitting Pac and Cassidy with each title belt. The TNA title, the Impact title, the Mega title, and the AEW title. And then, but Cassidy almost got the roll up at that point. And then Omega did a crucifix pin roll up and got the pin on him. The referee got knocked out, and then Audrey Edwards came in and counted the 1, 2, 3 on Cassidy with Omega pinning him. Overall, good match. I ended up giving it 3.5 because it got a little clusterfucky there with the title getting the stuff. And then our main event was the Stadium Stampede, the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. Like I said in the preview, I am a Pinnacle fan. I am a MJF fan. I've been an MJF fan for almost 3 years now, before AEW. Thought he was super good. Thought he'd be going to hell of a heel as he got older in the business. People didn't agree with me, then they started agreeing with me, so I'm cool with that. If I go to Full Gear, I will try to get me a Pinnacle shirt for that. So if you see me at Full Gear, I should hopefully be wearing a Pinnacle shirt, if not my Sting shirt. It started out kind of cool. Had a white limo pulling in the stadium. MJF come out, was calling out Jericho, "Where you at, Jericho?" And then freaking Inner Circle is rappelling down from the freaking scoreboard. That was pretty cool. He just Jericho's song and then just rappelling down. And then MJF gets back in the limo. The rest of the Pinnacle comes out in FTR's truck. They start fighting through the field. Then it got real overproduced, WWE produced kind of a show. You had Guevara and Spears go off. You had MJF and Jericho go off. You had FTR, and I'm calling them LAX. Proud and Powerful or whatever, Ortiz and Omega, or Ortiz and Santana. I'm still calling them LAX. And it's like you just had the little parts of it break off. It's like then they're fighting, and then at one point Jericho and MJF fought into Coach Meyer, the coach of Jacksonville, made a appearance. He's in the boardroom with one of his coaches, and they come brawling in the door. He's like, "Holy shit!" like he didn't expecting that to happen. You had Warlow and Jake Hager fighting in a freezer. It's like, come on, guys. They did a couple spots where, if you remember back in Stadium Stampede 1, Matt Hardy ran over Sammy Guevara with a golf cart. You had Sammy Guevara going after Sean Spears with a golf cart. Sean Spears, the chairman, they literally have him in a room. The room's dark. He's sitting there, and the light starts popping up, and all you see is chairs everywhere. And I'm like, really? That was cheesy. Got overproduced like crazy. FTR and LAX were in a nightclub fight, throwing beer balls at one another. Tony Schiavone said, Tully Blanchard looked like he walked out of a bunkhouse brawl in 1986. Lord help us all. Conan was the DJ in the nightclub for Ortiz and Santana and FTR. I'm like, is Conan going to be All Elite now? That'd be kind of cool. MJF and Jericho fighting through the offices of the Jacksonville Jaguars. There was a cardboard cutout of Shaka Khan. They got involved. Like, what the hell? Sean Spears and Guevara fought their way back to the ring, coming back through Daly's place, which I actually thought was cool. They end up getting back to Daly's place, a live crowd, the first sellout since everything began. The fact that they didn't have MJF and Jericho get the fall, that was kind of surprising. I think throughout this whole Inner Circle, the one person that's really went from a mediocre to a boom besides MJF would be Sammy Guevara. I think him coming in, leaving, coming back, and kind of getting built up in the inner circle, with him getting that pinfall victory over Shawn Spears in the middle of the ring in Daly's Place in front of that live crowd, I think that kind of got him over more. I've always thought he was over because I've watched him from XWA from 2019 when he was the Panda Sammy Guevara. But yeah, I mean, that match was, it drug ass, to be honest. It was like 33 minutes long. It drug fucking ass. It could have been 15 minutes. But it's just like they kept overproducing the whole fucking thing. But yeah, we came back and it should never have been main event at all. But it was okay. It was 3.5 star. So the average star rating for this show was 3.3, which means it was the second best Double or Nothing. 2019 averaged 3.92. It was the 5th best AEW show. Double or Nothing 2019 was number 1. All Out 2019 was 2, followed by Full Gear 2019, Fight for the Fallen 2019, and then this show. So actually, yeah, this was pretty close to Fyter Fest 2019, which averaged 3.35. So yeah, those are the best shows in AEW wrestling history. I was really hoping, like I tweeted out a couple times, I was really hoping that during that tag match that Nick Gage would have came out. Like I said in the preview and in some other shows, the fact that Mox has showed up on Game Changer, kind of hoping he would have came out here, but he didn't. Let's get that forbidden door open more. But yeah, overall good show. Just need to little bit less time, guys. Come on now. It is 11:22 Central Standard Time right now. That wraps up the AEW Double or Nothing review. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel comment.